Welcome to another episode of From Amateur to Expert Daily, where we talk about your work, your wealth, and how to position yourself as a top name in your industry. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. I'd like you to indulge me today. We're going to start with a bit of poetry, and there is a reason behind this. Listen to this. It comes from something called The Book of Counted Sorrows. All of us are travelers lost, our tickets arranged at cost. Unknown, but beyond our means, this odd itinerary of scenes, enigmatic, strange, unreal, leaves us unsure how to feel. No post-mortem journey is rife with more mystery than life. Now that comes from something called The Book of Counted Sorrows, and it appears regularly in Dean Koontz novels. I've been a huge fan of Mr. Koontz for many, many years, and I've actually kind of gone off Stephen King lately. I often speak about Stephen King in terms of expert positioning and becoming a top name. Over the last couple of years, Mr. King has taken it upon himself to become a flaring social justice warrior, and I don't know, I suppose he thinks he's doing the world a service by standing on a hillside, throwing stones and telling everyone how racist they are. Doesn't work for me. I get to vote with my money, and so do you. And I find Mr. Koontz an excellent, I'm tempted to say replacement, but I think he's actually better than that. You see, both Stephen King and Dean Koontz will go down in history and certainly stand today as some of the best-selling writers alive. These are men who have sold, in each case, over 500 million copies in their lifetimes, and the numbers are growing, and they are growing by the millions every year. So there's something we can learn from both of them in terms of their expert positioning and what they do. And how's this for a neat little conspiracy theory / bit of trivia? It seems that back in 1981, Dean Koontz predicted a virus coming out of the Wuhan province in China in 2020. I kid you not. Now previously, when we've spoken about this topic of becoming a top name, a top expert in what you do, I've shared with you the idea of a unique signature, something that is wonderfully, uniquely yours, something that is quirky, artistic, precious, special in your world. Now, Dean Koontz has got something like that going on here, and I'm just going to give you another quick example from the Book of Counted Sorrows. He quotes it in just about every novel. Holy men tell us life is a mystery. They embrace that concept happily. But some mysteries bite and bark and come to get you in the dark. That's fantastic. Now, the interesting thing about the Book of Counted Sorrows is that it doesn't exist. There's no such thing. It is a complete fabrication made up by Dean Koontz. Now, this man has been publishing novels since, I think, I could be wrong on this one, but at least the 1970s, and I think even from the 1960s. So we're talking about decades of production here. And he's been quoting this Book of Counted Sorrows. And it's kind of like an insider joke, an insider thing, that there is no Book of Counted Sorrows. It's his own idea. And that is a form of unique signature. When you become a fan of certain kinds of sci-fi, they often pack it with what they call Easter eggs, little things that are only there for the fans, for the die-hard fans who know what they're looking for. And the rest just kind of ticks by in a way that's accessible to everyone. This is kind of an Easter egg for his readers, his tribe, his fans. So today we're asking a bit of an abstract, philosophical, poetic question. What are your Easter eggs? What is your unique signature? What is your Book of Counted Sorrows? The special thing that you add to your work that makes it stand out. Are you adding a ribbon? Are you packaging it in a way that people go, wow, is there something viscerally wonderful about the thing you do? And of course, this doesn't just apply to the artistic temperament. If you go into a Mercedes or an Audi or a BMW dealership, you get your car serviced and they will bring you your cappuccino, and in the foam, they will draw the logo. Now that, for me, is an example of adding a ribbon to what you do. There's no point to it, there's no purpose, it doesn't fulfill any function other than that visceral, emotional wow factor. So regardless of whether what you do is artistic, and if it is, there you have endless option, or whether it's very commercial in nature, and there it becomes even more special by contrast, by the fact that people don't expect it. What is special about your work? What are your unique signatures? What's that thing that you add that people who know you, people who become your believing tribe, look out for and love? If you're interested in getting into reading Dean Koontz, I would recommend one of two starting points. You could pick up the Jane Hawk series. This is now complete. It's, I think, about 6 books in the series from one end to the other, and they are exceptionally good. Or you could go back a ways in time and try the book Odd Thomas, which is probably his masterpiece. The title, the name, initially put me off, and eventually, after reading a number of other Dean Koontz books and thinking, this is really good stuff, I picked up Odd Thomas, and boy was I pleasantly surprised. Now, I can't tell you anything about the book without ruining it for you. I will just say the ending is quite something. And for those who have read the book, that probably gave you goosebumps right there. So, the Book of Counted Sorrows, you can go online, you can read the quotes. It's just that it doesn't exist. And there's something wonderful about that. Bring the magic, bring your unique signature, and you could own your industry.